beautiful people we have known are those that have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep, loving concern. Beautiful people do not just happen. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Imagine victims finding their way out of the depths after domestic violence, sexual assault, a violent crime, having all of the resources and support they need: housing, counseling, support, advocacy, and guidance. Imagine all women and children feel like they have the ability to feel safe, transcend pain, move forward, and thrive once again. This is a greater vision, and it's possible. I'm LaDonna Silva, not the same LaDonna that planned this wonderful, beautiful event, but I'm here because I was asked to share a part of my own life story. I identify myself in many ways, and the one I'm here to share with you is that I used to identify as a victim of childhood sexual abuse. As a child, I know the terror, the feeling frozen, the stuck, the trap, and the silence. I had a family secret, and I held it all in. And when I was 26 years ago, I confronted my family member and exposed the family secret. I felt as small as an ant. Everything and life felt so much bigger than me. I met my first therapist and felt a glimpse of hope and courage to move through pain, just like Kristen in the video, where she felt encouraged as well. I dug deep, I struggled, I sat in difficult places, and to face that suffering requires us to face it head on, which takes great courage and strength. The most painful struggles include facing our shame, the beliefs that we must have done something wrong, wishing we had taken a different action, regretting our response, sometimes feeling betrayed by those that we love and trust. Our self-hate feeds off of this, and regrets carry heavy weight inside. And as victims, we often turn against ourselves. My belief is that this abandonment of self is the most damaging and painful place to be. And healing happens when we find our voice, when we reclaim our bodies, when we discover the power of choice, and we forgive ourselves. This support helps us move through our trauma and depersonalizes the act. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about us. We begin to see ourselves differently. I shifted into a survivor mentality as I told my story. I continued my healing by taking action. I founded a nonprofit for children. I testified in front of the State Assembly in support of AB 2500, which you may all know now as Megan's Law. I was on media and did an MTV special and a guest on Oprah. I faced my brother-in-law, which by far was the most courageous component. Faced him in therapy, and years later, after many years of therapy, faced him at the end of his life with compassion, with curiosity, and my own courage. Imagine being a young child, learning about unhealthy and healthy touch, secrets, and having an open dialogue. I'm not convinced all children will tell their secrets, but I do believe as a community we need to be proactive. We need to be having these conversations with our youth, helping break the cycle, helping them find the courage to speak out and stop any form of abuse. We as humans are complete. We are enough. And I choose to continue to be honest, humble, passionate, vulnerable, powerful, and extremely tender just standing here right in front of you now. I share this Sharing this inner strength is my passion and love. It often takes so much courage to do it again. We are so much more than the victim, than the survivor, what happened to us, so much more than our traumas and our pain. I continue to be curious, how do we connect with this greater vision and this greater passion in our lives and foster resiliency? When we as victims walk into the YWCA doors, we often carry despair. And like my first therapist, the YWCA holds that vision that healing is possible. Everyone can heal and thrive once again. So why am I here now? 9 years ago, I was an intern at the YWCA counseling. I am now a psychotherapist in private practice, educating and teaching other therapists how to work with trauma. And I also am a YWCA board member, ready to give back. And not everyone has the benefits that I had in my own experience. My brother-in-law paid for years of my therapy as his way to support me. For 9 years, I've come to this luncheon. I believe in this organization and all the services we provide. I invite you to dig deep. Trust that your help supporting others will come back to you in many ways. And being of service and helping others with kindness and compassion, for me, always feels good. For me, it's a calling, and I share my message of hope, and it's one responsibility I carry. How can you be of support and service to others today? How can you help make a difference? And one simple way, of course, is to donate. And so here I am, asking for a donation. It's just a new thing for me. I've never spoken my story and asked for money at the same time. So for those of you sitting at the table with an orange napkin, I ask that you raise your orange napkin now. And I want you to look around at your tables and notice the orange napkins. This represents, there you go, thank you for the lights. Look around. This represents 1 in 4 young women that will experience a sexual assault in their lifetime. We see you, we hear you, and we believe you. And even though only 1 in 10 assaults will actually be reported. There is a handout on your table, and I'd like you to take a look at it. We're inviting you, some of you, which I know will be inspired to do this, to join our Inspire Circle. Become a member of our most sustaining and cherished circle of supporters. Make a critical impact in the lives of the people we serve. $500 funds 6 nights in one of our shelters. You also receive 2 passes for our next year's luncheon at the VIP reception. So we're inspiring you to give until it feels good. We're looking for 5 people to join our Inspire Circle. 50 new donors at $500. That's $25,000 more dollars to power our impact on our 25th anniversary. So for those of you interested and feeling inspired, I ask that you stand now. Anyone feels like they could do that for us? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So our process now is to handle the donation process, and you have 2 options for the personal donation. The smartphone, which you will see on the screen as well as on a piece of paper at your table. We have the YWCA website, which you must of course put the www in front of. The second option is that you can fill out a donation envelope that's on the table with your